back. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to try to recreate, well, not exactly recreate, but using colors I used on another painting on a 12 by 12, which I will show the picture while I'm doing this. I wanted to try to do a 5-cup flip and drag a la Julie Cuts. She does great ones, and I thought maybe I can do that. What I had done originally was a sandwich pour, so I thought this could really be pretty in a sandwich pour, which is white on the bottom, white on the top, colors in the middle. And I've made my white a little bit, well, seems a little thick there. Yeah, a little bit thinner than my colors. It leaves a little bit of a, like, ribbon. I like my colors to be thicker for my flip cups. So the colors I'm using today, I use Saks True Flow Heavy Bodied Acrylic in white, and I use the black also. This is great, very economical. I like a thick bodied paint that I can thin to where I want it, and it's really nice and creamy, as you can see. Mixes well. So that's the white. And then next, burnt umber, and that's with a whole lot of white. So I ended up with a tan kind of a color. Again, leaves a ribbon. Then I've got Payne's gray. All my colors are either Liquitex Basics or Premier, which is AC Moore's Liquitex Basic copy type thing. So that was Payne's gray, and that's just Payne's gray mixed with my medium. Okay. After that, we've got sienna, burnt sienna, and that's my Premier. And this, I do have a tiny bit of white mixed in with this, just to bring it up a little bit lighter. And again, you can see, pretty creamy. Okay. Let me mix these up here. Okay, so that's both the browns. Then I have phthalo blue. Thick, again, also mixed with a little white. It's a Liquitex Basics, and you can see it's definitely lightened up with the white. Okay. And I've got white on either end. Now, I'm also going to add some Spot On Treadmill silicone, and you should really do 1 drop per ounce, basically, is the average. I'm not going to put it in my white, and I think I'm not going to put it in my Payne's gray. I'm just going to put it in the 2 browns and the blue. So this is a 9-ounce cup, so there's about 6 ounces in here, so I'm going to put 6 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. This about the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to mix that in. I'm not going to over mix, but I want to make sure the silicone, which is pretty thick, gets through the paint, all through it, and mixed in. Otherwise you end up with little blobs of silicone, which will give you those caterpillars you don't want. So, okay. Next, I'm going to layer them in the cups, and we're going to start with the white. I'm going to use this entire cup through the whole thing in these 5 cups. So put that in the bottom, try to make it even. Looks like I'm going to have to steal a little from that other cup. All right, so the medium I'm using today is 2 parts glue, 1 part water. So if you use a cup of glue, you're going to use a half a cup of water mixed up. And then I mix my medium and my paint 1 to 1. And add a little water if I need to thin it slightly, and I did add a little water to the white because I wanted that to be a little bit thinner because it's the sandwich pour and it's going to basically cover over like a cloud, and I want the colors to be able to pop up through. So let me put a little bit of this white right in there because I gypped this guy. This guy got gypped. Yeah, okay. Next, this is the umber with a little white. I'm going to use this whole cup, going back and forth. If you can see what I'm doing here. The last cup here that gets gypped. It's all right. We'll put this guy in the middle if he ends up having less than everybody else. Okay. I don't know if you heard any meowing. I have a few cats walking around here, so if you do, because they don't care that I'm taping at all. Okay, so that's the umber with the white. Now, Payne's gray. I'm going to start down here because this guy gets gypped. I'm using this entire cup, and this is maybe filled up about 6 ounces, say, in this 9-ounce cup, 5 to 6 ounces of each color. And I'm using 5 9-ounce cups. It's going to be more than enough paint by the time I'm done. I personally like to have more paint than necessary so that I can work with it and not overstretch cells. So that's how I do it. With my hands. Okay. Next is this sienna with the white. I'm just putting it right on top Not sure what you can see on camera, so let me show you quickly what I did before I put the rest of it in. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay. So as you can see, I'm just layering colors on top. I don't want them falling through because I really want there to be separation of colors. There'll be enough little bit of blending between the white and just flipping and dragging it. So, and here's the blue. Okay, I always like to check my thickness because paints do tend to thicken up when they sit. So always check and make sure you've still got the right thickness. I like them to be pretty close to each other. Some people really go crazy measuring, and it's wonderful that they can do that. That's not me. So I kind of eyeball things. I love these flip and drags. It was one of the first things that I finally got that I liked, that I didn't scrape. Because for the first 6 months of trying this technique after doing controlled realistic art for so many years, this was crazy. And what I thought was going to be a lot easier wasn't. At least not to get what I wanted. It was hard to let go. Let what happened happen, but that's how it is with this kind of abstract painting. You don't always get what you want. And I know that I'm not going to get anything near my other painting, but I'm just hoping the colors blend real pretty. This real good. I could have used a little more white, but I didn't want to get too nuts because I have a lot on the bottom. And that, whatever you put on the bottom is what comes out on top, basically. So that's where I want the white to kind of fall over everything. Hopefully give us a nice effect. Some nice cells, not too crazy. That's why I keep it a little bit thicker. The thinner your paint, the more your cells will grow. And sometimes they can get out of hand. And I don't want big puffy cloud cells. Some people, you know, going for that, great, but I'm not doing that for this. Okay. Oh, that's it with that. Well, let's see. Let's get ready. I think I said I sprayed the back of this canvas already, right? Because that's how you tighten it up. It really should be like a drum. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, and 5. Ooh, you guys, you're sloppy. All right. I am a slob anyway. This painting's great for me when I saw this because any kind of painting, I just get it everywhere. Charcoal, you know, everything's all over the house. So at least with this, it's abstract and you kind of expect it and it's like, not my fault. And I make a giant mess, which I do. Okay. let it fall down. Some people spray their cups with a WD-40 or some other kind of silicone spray just to make the paint drop. I didn't want to do that because sometimes that does just what Floetrol will do and make a lot of little cells, and I really don't want a ton of little cells. I started out with Floetrol in the beginning, and while it's great, I got some great tips from people like Gina DeLuca, who really does a great job with her Floetrol, but it was too reactive for me, and I couldn't control my cells, so that's me. But anyway, so here we go. Hope that I'll just do my corners don't go off. I'm gonna lose the whole thing here. Do the corners. Oh boy. All the white gone. All right, it's one down. Now look at that one with all the white. Isn't that weird? Okay. We'll be pouring some of that off. It came out nice. I've used a lot of paint here. There's definitely enough paint for this. I probably could have done 4 cups and been okay, but that's all right. Like I said, better too much than not enough. Whoops. Okay. Well, some pretty colors coming through here. I really, really like that these different browns are popping through already. And this is good because I don't want a million cells to begin with. So let's start with our tilting. First, we're going to take it this way a little. I want it to completely close up these areas. Back and forth. I'm not as concerned about keeping lines, but I don't want cells to get totally out of shape that are here already. There are a few. So if you go back and forth, you kind of help keep them a little rounder. As soon as I get this side off, there we go. And back over this way. I don't mind there being a curve. I kind of like that. All right, so then what I want to do here, I hope I'm still in the screen. See this guy, he really stretched a bit. Let's get him back. All right. So now, let me wipe my hands, they're filthy. Okay. Now let's do a little torching, see what we can bring up. Don't get too close unless you want clusters. Sometimes I like them. See, started to get a little bit right there already. But you're warming up the paint, besides popping any air bubbles, but you're warming up the paint so that the silicone comes to the top and brings, hopefully, colors with it on through. Okay, this is good. I'm not going to over torch. See how lightly I'm doing this? I'm going to wait and see what pops up. Give it a second. Okay, you can hear my cat crying. He wants attention all the time. Okay, so let's see. Cells are starting to pop through and grow. Let them grow a little. It's getting a lot over here. This is busy. We're going to get rid of you. This is pretty, popping through. I love this white cell with the blue outline. It's great. And these are some really cool little clusters. I don't mind clusters at all, but I do like some single cells. Now this, say, way too much, I was too close. So you get this big grouping. So we're going to get rid of that. Now first, let's do this. Let's get rid of what I already don't like. Carefully. Come on. Let me bring it back up some. Back over. Let's go down and get rid of that corner. Ah, good. Let's bring this up. And you can hear my cat. And now I'll take it off of that side. Let's take it down.
What is your problem?
Oh, and that's my husband. Asking the cat, what's wrong? So I'm going to tilt this corner off here. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Get off, get off, get off, get off. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it all back to the center. Things work better when you bring your weight of your paint back to the center. Well, this is coming out pretty gorgeous, I think. Redo this so that goes off. All right. Wow. I am really liking this. It's quite cool looking. I'm going to hit it again with the torch. I'm just bringing this down a little bit. I'm just working on composition now. Some pretty drippings coming off too. Use those skins for jewelry later on, so it's always cool to save your drippings. I just let them dry. I'm just catching all around the edges. I'll have to check over there, see where we're at. Okay. I really love the way that blue's coming through nice and bright. This is what I wanted, was nice bright colors, but white. Actually, I wanted maybe the white to be even a little more prominent, but that's okay. This did come out nice. So let's do a little more torching. See what else we can get. Again, I don't have my torch on very high. See if we can get through here, anything. I like big and small cells. I think it looks really cool. Mix it up. Not have a bunch of clunky ones or just a bunch of tiny ones. I think it adds to the 3D effect for sure. That's my cat again. He's not dying. He just wants the tub turned on because they love to drink from the spigot. Okay, so we can bring anything up right under here. Some little bits coming up, let's say. It's beneath these colors here, these dark colors. A few more things popping up now would be great. Because I like having background space or negative space because I think it just makes everything look so much more 3D. So you can do this if you want to get little spots, but then you sometimes get clusters when you go up and down like this. But otherwise, it's just having patience to warm up your paint. Now, I do my paint a little thicker on purpose, but it's a little bit harder sometimes to get the cells to come through because of that, but it's just what works for me. You will find what works for you. I had to come to the realization that even somebody else does something really, really great and I follow exactly what they do and it doesn't come out, that's okay. Some techniques just aren't meant for me. So I think this is good. Let's see what happens. If I get something else in here. This burnt sienna is really pretty. Trying to get more of it to come up through this blue. I can see that it's beneath it, and see, here it comes. I got a bunch of little ones coming up, but that's okay. They'll grow. Okay. Let's wait. See, we got some little ones coming up. They almost look like flowers. I don't mind that. Sometimes I like when you just go in with the heat, you get these little clusters that look like flowers blooming, which is just great. So, yeah, here they come. So I'm just going to move this around a little bit. For composition and to help bring those cells out that I just heated up and make them grow a little bit. Now I'm really loving these colors. Doesn't look anything like the other one, but that's okay. And I like this stripe through the middle. Absolutely love the stripes. Let's see what I can do here. Bringing it back. Okay. So let's look. Make sure I like where that's at. Definitely like it. This is very cool. Does look like a rock bed, water. The other one that I did, I called it Melting River. White was more prominent and it really looked like snow melting into the river, as you'll see when I show you from the beginning. But this one, like I said, little less white. Maybe could have used more white to get that sandwich pour effect. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. Oops. If you do something dumb like I just did, you put your finger through it, just put your finger through it again until, there you go. That's fine. Here. Let me check all the sides. I think we might be, whoop. Might be able to take it down and show you what we got. Here we go. Try to put the same color on the corner. Always wipe along your edges with your hands or a tool, just to get the excess that's fallen over, because that just tends to keep pulling the paint down, and you don't want that. Once you've got what you want, you want it to stop. It's also important, one thing I didn't mention, is to make sure that you are level. Make sure that your whole canvas is sitting level, because believe me, I have ruined more than one painting thinking I had a great pour and leaving it and then coming back later to find it all poured off one side. That's really upsetting. So I think I really like this. I'm pretty happy. Little cells are growing. Take my gloves off and I'm going to take you down and show you close up. Let's see. Okay. I turned it off to take it off so that I don't make you dizzy. So let's look. Sorry about the light overhead. Here we go. Starting up there. That's so nice. That's spacey looking to me. Like a whole universe. And you've got some really pretty blue and white stripes. And I love these cells with multicolors. Colors inside colors inside colors. I love when that happens with the rings. That's always great. And then go up the stripe. See how these guys have ballooned out. They started out kind of small like flowers. And you see what I mean about how quickly they will spread. So if your paint is too thin, it just keeps growing. I've had that happen too. Think I have perfectly beautiful painting, walk away, come back a half hour later, and it's a giant cell explosion. That is not pretty at all. These, look at all these colors within colors. That's what I love. And the little galaxy in the corner. Come down here, we've got a galaxy. Each corner's got a galaxy in it. Let's see. There's what looks like little flowers going right up the middle. And there you go. So there you go. I will show it to you dry. When it's dry, I'll put it at the end of this video. So, thanks for watching. Please, if you like this video, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It's just like having a page with bookmarks, but it helps us all because it makes YouTube sit up and listen the more subscribers we have and actually help us, which is wonderful. Really appreciate that. And links for my Etsy store, other things are going to be below in the description, where I'll list colors and everything that I used. All right, so we'll be back again. You'll see the dry one in a bit, and that's it. So thanks, and see you next time. Bye. Okay, so here it is dry. Took a couple days, but the colors stayed vivid and the cells didn't explode, and I'm just really happy with it. And this will cure and get varnished and go up on my Etsy site for sale. So on to the next one. Bye for now.